Hello, Podracing fans, and welcome to the next match in this year's Galactic Podracing circuit, or tournament, I suppose. This time we're having another group stage match with DigitalUnity versus KryptoRacer. This will be a Group 2 match, and it should be a pretty fun one. Now, a little bit of an explanation for anybody who's new to this. In the group stage, we started off with just one track to get everything going. And the first track was decided between the players, and then we'll have a couple permanent track bands, a couple temporary pod bands and track bands in each subsequent race. And they both have a couple forces that they can play with, including forcing skips, forcing no upgrades, more pod bands, and whatever. But yeah, we should see them get started here any second now. Looks like Crypto is just getting started, and so is Digital. One thing to note is that Crypto is on PS4, which he is the only person not playing on PC this year, which I think is pretty interesting. We'll have to see how that treats him. Oh, and Crypto getting stuck on the doors. Oh no! That's never good when they get stuck on the doors like that. It just makes it so much harder. For some reason the sync isn't coming through, but I did try to do a sync here. Might have to refresh the page. Aha, there we go. Now the sync should go through. Apologies about that. So we have 1:09 for Crypto. I didn't catch the first lap for Digital, but that's certainly not good for Crypto here. Makes it so that he is even just really losing a bunch of extra time that he can't really afford. Seems like the audio has gotten a little desynced there. Not sure how that happened. Oh, another death there from Crypto. And this race was already looking pretty one-sided, but that's not going to do him any favors. A 52.95 for Digital, a pretty good second lap, all things considered. Also, of course, happy May the 4th to you guys. Why did that not go through? Oh, there we go. Apparently it didn't hit enter that time. There it goes. Okay, we'll be good in the future. That was on me, guys. Don't worry about it. We'll be good for the subsequent races. Not sure what happened to Digital's audio. I don't know if that's on my end or his end, but seems to have been a little desynced there. I might have to switch to Crypto's audio, but that's going to be a 239.2. I think that's a PB for Digital there. Audio sounds fine to you? Okay. So that's going to be one win for Digital. So congrats to him. So now we're going to move on to perma-bans, and then we're starting with a permanent ban of Inferno. Very difficult track, understandable. Then we have permanent ban for Abyss, Baru Coast, and then Bunta Training banned by Digital. Now we're going to move on to the temporary pod ban. We'll see what Crypto has in store for us. Now this year there is an additional pod ban when you force pod bans. So we could see as many as 3 or 5 in one singular one, but it uses forces if you don't use just the one temporary pod ban. So we're starting with Ben pod ban. All right, and then we have a temporary track ban of Howler Gorge from Digital. So the way that works is that the loser gets to ban a pod, and the winner then gets to ban an additional track temporarily. And then the loser once again gets to choose with with forces. Looks like we're going to Dethrow's Revenge. Just double checking that there's no forces. All right, cool. Dethrow's Revenge with no forces. So a couple things to note about Dethrow's Revenge is that it is on the same planet as Abyss, which people have very poor memories of. So Ordibana, right? See, you can still kind of have some similar mistakes, but the falling down that is notorious on Abyss doesn't exist on Dethrow's. Dethrow's also a deceptively easy track for being in the Galactic circuit. So despite how late into the game it is, there's not a ton that can actually really cause troubles. Now, doing Dethrow's Revenge without Ben means that we should see a Bull's Mirror. I don't know if Crypto knows that, but I know for a fact that Digital does. A couple things to note about Bulls, in case you don't know, is that Bulls is a really slick pod and also has a horrible turn rate, but he is incredibly fast. Obviously, Ben is faster, but Bulls is second fastest. I would suspect that Digital still has the advantage here, but as Gale has pointed out in the chat, Digital on Bulls is a little bit scary, because I don't know how much I trust him with that. And well, I really think that Crypto's kind of a dark horse, because the only thing that I've ever seen him do is Abyss skips. And obviously that's not very helpful with discerning how good you're going to do here. Alright. Sync should come through any second. Here it is. Yep. Very cool. I'm glad I remembered how to do that. Sorry about that. Okay, so we already had a death from Crypto, which is not what you want to see on his own counter pick. You can see him struggling to charge that boost, and that's largely because he is on PS4. Oh, a second death from Crypto. That's not good. I don't know how warmed up he is, but I heard him say that he felt rustier than he thought he was going to. So, oh, dying on the front of the track face there is Digital. Oh man, oh, and he dies a second time! Crypto's making up time, even though he's also died twice! Oh man, this is crazy. A minute and 1 first lap, not what you want to see. Both of these players right now could have just used a safer pod like Mars and probably been much better off. Digital pulling back ahead now that he's not dying repeatedly, although he does not look any more comfortable on Bulls than he ever has before. Crypto bouncing around a little bit in here. Not ideal. Rough ending of lap 2 for Digital. Oh, he dies on the crane! Oh my gosh. Crypto having to repair a little bit, but he's doing a lot better this time. Should it be a significantly better lap time? Digital dying again! A 56-second lap for Crypto. A 13-second improvement over what we saw before. Honestly, pretty incredible. Learning on the spot is KryptoRacer. Digital still having a significant lead would have to die numerous more times to lose this race, despite having already died, I believe, 4 or 5 times. Another rough ending for Digital. But I think he's going to hold on to the lead just long enough, and he does. So Digital takes race 2. It was a pretty close race, all things considered. I'm pretty impressed that Crypto was able to keep up as much as he did. And I don't mean that in an offense, it's just that I know much better what Digital can do compared to Crypto. So we're going to go ahead and get the next temp pod ban, and we have a pod ban of Anakin. Not at all what I was expecting. Then we're also going to have Digital do a track ban here momentarily. For anybody who's just joining us, to keep you guys posted, we have 2 wins for Digital. Both players have both forces. We started on Aqualaris, and the purple bands were Inferno, Baru Coast, Boonta Training, and Abyss. And for our temp ban this time, we're also going to be stacking on Andobi Mountain Run. Andobi Mountain Run without Anakin. Oh, sorry, you can't do Andobi Mountain Run and can't use Anakin. I don't know where we're expecting to go, but I'm kind of hoping for something exciting here. Banning Anakin is kind of a throwaway, with the exception of Grabvine, because some players don't feel comfortable on Grabvine with faster pods, which is honestly understandable. Grabvine being the hardest track in the game for full track, but it looks like we're going to do Gauntlet skips. Crypto is going to be using one of his forces to force skips here. I did not know that Crypto knew the skips here, but it looks like that's what we're doing. So Crypto's going to have one remaining force after this. So we should either see a Ben pick or a Mars pick. Probably a Mars mirror if I had to guess. But Gauntlet skips, if anybody's new to the tournament this year, was incredibly fun last year. We had so much shenanigans going on. It was honestly great to watch. I'm happy that it didn't include me on the shenanigans part, but it was beautiful for the tournament. Now, I don't know exactly what both of these players are capable of, but generally, if you use Ben or Mars, you're going to expect to get solidly sub 3. The best that you can do in theory is sub 2, barely, with with Ben, in terms of what has already been accomplished, right, with current strats. And that uses the fun little rock skip known as Dwayne Skip. And we all love Dwayne Skip. Okay, it looks like we have a Mars pick from Digital. Not surprising, Mars can do the wall ride much more consistently than Ben. He's a little slower, but definitely a safer tourney pick. But as you can see with Digital warming up here, you go up this wall, you jump over the other track out of bounds, and then you land back inside. And that's the safe Mars skip. I really don't know who to expect to win this, because we can see all sorts of stuff happen. Now, the reason that this was so interesting is that you can soft lock in the tubes because of the asteroids, and at 60 FPS, that's the reason that you get soft lock. So consoles of the new generation, including PS4 that Crypto is running on, you can get soft lock and you can't get yourself out of it, because normally the way to get out of it on PC is to Alt-Tab out of the game so it lowers the FPS. And then you clip back through it. However, you can't do that on this. So if Crypto soft locks, he's actually incapable of finishing the race. So let's hope that doesn't happen. I believe the sync should be going through here momentarily. Good enough. So you can see that Digital has already pulled out a decent lead here, but it really does not matter in the slightest if you get to skip and the other person doesn't. Oh no! Crypto dying! Digital gets over the track, so it's gonna count. Crypto gets a reattempt. Doesn't have the map. I don't trust it. And he dies out of bounds. Oh no. I don't know why Crypto got rid of his map, but this is one of the singular most important skips to use the map on, because you really want to make sure that you nail going over the track. Okay, Crypto gets it. Digital dies in the tube, so a little bit of time coming back for Crypto, but Crypto dies.
It's a new lap
Alright.
record.
A minute and 3.8 seconds for Digital. Crypto dying repeatedly in the tubes. Not soft locking yet though, luckily. We're gonna hope that stays true. Let's see if Digital can get the skip again on lap 2. Oh, Digital dying! He doesn't make it! Does he know to back it up properly? Okay. Looks like he's got it. I don't think he went over. Oh, but he makes it anyways. Okay. Digital has gotten the skip on lap 2. Crypto coming up to it. Let's see if he can get it. Still doesn't have his map up, and I really do not support that decision. But he makes it. So, maybe I don't know. Digital dies in the tube. Doesn't soft lock. I'm sure Digital knows how to get out of it, but you always have to be wary of it. Crypto dying right at the entrance of the tubes there, and then also dies in the tubes. Not good. Alright, Digital completed lap 2 with a minute and 5 time. Crypto coming up to the end of lap 2 here. A minute 3, actually a better second lap for Crypto than for Digital, but just such a wide gap was formed by Crypto's mistakes early on. Digital going for it on lap 3. He gets over the track. He gets the skip. Alright, barring any soft lock that Digital somehow wouldn't know how to get out of, this should be a win for Digital. But let's see what this tube looks like. He dies. He's not going to soft lock. He's going to respawn before. And that's going to be Digital's win. Crypto also getting the skip on lap 3. But it's too little too late. And that'll be a third win for DigitalUnity. It was a really good lap 2 and 3 for Crypto. If he had done that on lap 1, he probably could have won that race. This is, however, match point, so Crypto has to pull out all stops here and make sure that he gets a win under his belt. Otherwise, the match will be over. This is a best of 7, or a first 4, however you want to look at it, really. It doesn't make much of a difference. Alright, so our pod ban this time is Bullseye, and Digital bans Fire Mountain Rally. Let's see what Crypto has in store for us. Looks like Crypto asked about Mongaza. Are we going to be going to Mongaza with some pod bans? That'd be pretty interesting. Oh, we're doing Zugga Challenge, no upgrades. So we're going to have to make sure that show that they have a lack of upgrades on their bots. Oh man, that's a pick. That is a pick. Huh. Not what I was expecting at all. But yeah, Zugga Challenge, no upgrades. I don't know how much people have experience with this, but Zugga Challenge is a very particular track because with no upgrades, you have a very not fun time with the dozer. No upgrades, good paces. Horrible placement of the dozer. It's really not what you want. Another thing to note about Zugga Challenge is that it's really hard to see the lines. And there's a couple sections where it's actually hard to use your boost enough, which shouldn't be as big of an issue with no upgrades, but I have no idea how either of these players are going to handle this. I sincerely hope that Crypto chooses Bulls. Otherwise, he is going to have a hard time. Okay. Looks like he is choosing Bulls. I haven't seen Crypto get the boost started yet, so I'm a little bit concerned that he's just going to lose time there. I do not know if this is the first time we've done Zugga no upgrades in tournament, but it's one of the few times if it has been done. Alright, Crypto's ready, so I'm just waiting on Digital. I know SMR was done last year because I picked it once or twice last year with Ben, no upgrades. Alright, this is, again, match point. Crypto has used all of his forces in total, and he can't pick again even if he wins this because it would be having to reverse 4-0 Digital here. So it'd be Digital's pick every time. This is a really bad place to be in, but we shall see how it goes. Alright, Crypto's getting started. And he doesn't get the boost start. That's really bad for no upgrades. Hopefully that goes through. I think it should. Yep, there it goes. Digital taking some of the widest lines, and Crypto also taking the same really wide lines. I'm not sure what either of these players are doing, to be entirely honest with you, but you can already see that difference in time, that not getting the boost start has caused Crypto to lose. Crypto also taking a bad line there and boosting really early. I'm not sure he knows the no upgrades meta is to wait. It doesn't really look like it. So Digital might be more familiar with the no upgrades meta with bulls. Alright, this section is pretty tricky to not lose a bunch of speed. Both surviving it, not thriving. Ooh, Crypto taking a worse tube. Not what you want to see. That tube is a decently longer line than the one that Digital took. Digital almost dying there. Very close. See how they handle this turn. This hairpin here. Digital makes it without too much trouble. Crypto really slow around it. Not good. Both players not on the highest base speed, it looks like. But I think Digital is still pretty high comparatively. Yeah, Digital has a much better base speed than Crypto, and that's going to make a difference. Alright, here we have Dozer Awareness Part 1. Digital breaking to a stop, essentially, and Crypto dies on the Dozer. Oh, man. Crypto not having Dozer Awareness here. Like I said, any decent pace is not going to do you any good in no upgrades for that Dozer. But a 2-minute 2-second time coming out from Digital and a 2-minute 8-second time coming out from Crypto, not bad given the death. And another thing to keep in mind, he is running on PS4, so it is harder for him to use his boost properly. Alright, a little bit better lines this time. Not as bad from both of them. Oh, Crypto takes another death. Not what you want to see. This is, again, his last chance to force Digital to a game 5 rather than just losing in the first 4 games. So, but we would have to see some pretty catastrophic errors on the part of DigitalUnity to see Crypto be able to pull this one back. Alright, we're in the marketplace section again for Digital. This is where you could clip a corner and die, but it seems he's playing it safe enough to not do so. Again, making the better tube line as well. Crypto in the same section now. Again, taking the worst tube, which is unfortunate. Digital boosts downhill. Seems to be surviving alright. Still, let's see how he handles the hairpin. Barely making it through. Man, that's awfully scary to watch. Crypto coming to that same section now. See how he handles it. Looks like he's not as slow as last time, and he makes it through very cleanly. Very nice on the part of both of them on the hairpin. Digital Dozer Awareness, lap 2. Let's see how this goes. Should be pretty easy on this lap. Yep. Very nice. Might be a little bit more trouble for Crypto. This might have spiraled it as a bad issue here. Let's hope not.
It's a new lap record.
A 156.9 for Digital, and Crypto goes through the Dozer on the side of the tires, which, in case you didn't know, is a thing. Woo! Just to clarify what's being said in chat. Ooh, Crypto taking another death. Not what you want to see. But yeah, just to clarify what's being said in chat here. For PC, you still have to nose down, but you can make it a button. Compared to other platforms, you are stuck using it on the control stick. Oh, bad bonks for digital, but it's not going to make much of a difference here at this point. But yeah, since you can charge your boost around turns, it makes it significantly easier. Now, yeah, you could use a box like Gale said, but players just haven't done that on consoles. There's also the option of motion control on Switch, but only one player has ever been decent at that. Alright, digital coming through the hairpin here. Lap 3. Gonna have one more dozer awareness to deal with, but I don't think a crash, even 2, would be enough to let Crypto back into the race. And I don't think there's enough things for digital to crash on at this point, so I think this will be the match being sealed here. Digital makes it under the dozer again. Crypto dying one last time. Well, maybe not last time, but one more time there. And that's going to be the match. DigitalUnity takes it. Well, regardless of the outcome, that was a good showing for Crypto, given that he's extremely less experienced than most players in the tournament. So regardless, he did a great job, and Digital obviously was favored going into this, just on paper at the very least. So that was some interesting picks that you had there, Crypto. Unfortunately, none of them worked out for you, but you really could have won any of those, given that it really came down to deaths for the most part.
Yeah. I felt like my racing lines were very rusty comparatively. I was trying to make sure that I was minimizing my chances of being in a track that I didn't feel comfortable to not have at least a thought of how I want to approach it correctly. The gauntlet, I had practiced that the night before, felt really good with it. Came up to the ramp and the rocks, of course. Oh my gosh, those rocks. You can't avoid those.
Yeah, those asteroids in the tubes on Gauntlet are pretty rough to avoid, especially with somebody as wide as Mars.
Yes, and which you have to have is something with some height to get up to that ramp. But overall, I felt like a good start to the tournament. Hopefully, I'll keep practicing, and my next one will be a lot better.
Yeah, I don't. Towards some really admirable times here, though. I want to point that out. You did real well.
I was happy. If my lines were really good, I was keeping my heat, using that correctly, so I wasn't wasting potential heat gains or heat losses. So overall, I was very happy with at least how I was racing.
Yeah, and if you looked at the times for the Gauntlet skip, if you hadn't had those couple mistakes on lap 1, that would have been an extremely close race. Because you had similar lap times to what Digital had for his 3 laps in your lap 2 and lap 3.
I saw he banned Abyss.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard about your Abyss skips.
I'm so much more confident with the Abyss skip than Gauntlet, but I knew I needed to have 2 skips that I would push to be different than just a regular race.
Yeah. And Crypto, you do have a very solid Abyss skip time, so I have a feeling that you're going to see that get banned very often by people who know what you have going for you.
Word gets around, buddy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I still want to try at least once, but yeah.
I'm sure there'll be somebody who leaves it open for you to pick it. The question will be when. Now, I don't believe you currently have any more matches scheduled, but I do look forward to the remaining races that you do have. Digital, you still have Zelascalar, That's No Good, and Magius in your group. And Crypto, you have that same selection, but also including Nock. So there's still a lot more fun races to be had. Do you guys have any thoughts remaining on the match overall, or you guys feel like you're just looking forward to the remaining races?
I had fun.
Like to attack your definition of fun there, Crypto. No upgrades, Zugga is fun, sir.
But yeah, I don't know when you guys are getting your schedule, but I'm looking forward to both of your guys' remaining group stage races. It's going to be interesting to see how the overall seeding works out for the second group. But Digital, you're doing very good so far. 2-0 in your record. Only 3 more players stand between you and the 6th overall seed for the double elimination bracket. But yeah, congrats again to Digital. Both of you did some very good racing today, and you certainly have a lot of potential going forward if you put in some practice, Crypto.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I think that'll conclude our match for the day. Thank you guys again for racing. Thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting our tournament once again. Always a pleasure to work with you guys. And thank you to all the viewers for sticking around for this match. And may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.